I'm Christina Flack, and welcome to I'm Too Busy. We all have days where nothing seems to be going as planned. So I asked some incredible people 3 simple questions. What do you do when your day isn't flowing? What does self-care mean to you? And where is your happy place? Their answers are honest, engaging, and a beautiful reminder that we're all navigating life in our own way. I hope something you hear today encourages you, makes you smile, gives you a fresh perspective. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Let's dive in. How important is self-care? And what are your favorite things for self-care? You know I'm judging you right now.
Yes, of course. Yeah. You set me up for this one. Self-care is so important. I always feel, just like with work, I'm never doing enough. I feel with healthcare, I'm never doing enough. And I really try to watch it. I try to watch what I eat. I try to drink enough water. I try not to drink so much coffee. And I try to get to the gym every day, or at least 5 to 6 days a week, and work out. And I've never had any facial work or anything like that. But I do go and get a facial now and then. I'm 74 years old, so I just keep going. But I think it's really important. I don't smoke or drink or anything. I might have a shot of mezcal now and then, but
every now and again. If you weren't a writer or the chairman, what would you be?
Here we go. I always dreamed it wouldn't work now because it's so difficult, but I always wanted to be a dairyman and have cows.
That is so funny. I think my fondest memories of my childhood are when I was in 4-H and going to Sonoma County Fair with my cousins, and they raised cattle, and we would just be sitting there I can just still see it, in these stalls with the cows, just sitting there playing cards. It was so fun.
And the hay is there, and you're sitting in the hay. I've been there. I showed my cows there. I had a Jersey heifer when I was a kid. Her name was Sally. I still remember the name of her mother and her grandmother. Sally came from Spray, and Spray came from Spring.
I love that. What does being too busy mean to you?
Not having enough time for friends and family.
Right.
Something's got to give. And when you're really busy, you sacrifice or more time with friends and family. And so I think that's one of the things. The other thing that being too busy means that you're constantly, as you will know, and I'm curious what other people say, but you're constantly in a state of, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, that's got to get done. Where am I going to fit this in? I'll fit this in over here, I'll fit this in over there. You're constantly organizing your life by the minute.
Right. Yeah, that's hard. What do you do when your day isn't flowing?
Oh, wow. It's go for a walk, get outside, get some sunshine.
How important is self-care to you, and do you have any favorite tips?
It's very important. I'm a big believer in self-care. And my tips are, I think you just have to make it a priority. You can't put it on the back burner. Again, I think that's a big thing. Listen, I probably am a few pounds heavier than I want to be and everything else, but I think you can't let life get in the way of your self-care, whatever that is. If it's working out or going to the spa or doing whatever, if you believe in it, I think you need to make it part of your life and schedule it, and you can't let it slide.
What do you do, Danny, when your day isn't flowing?
If my day isn't flowing, say like I get bored, because I do get bored easily, and that's really hard to maintain, I try to keep myself busy. So if my day is not flowing, maybe I'm supposed to just take a relaxed day. Maybe I'll watch something with my sister on TV. Maybe I'll do a little bit of research on somebody that we're looking to get on my show. Definitely home, relaxing, with my family and my cat Pepper, the love of my life. And just getting the opportunity to just kind of like say, okay, this is a calm day. Tomorrow might be a little bit hectic. So I'm just going to take
Right.
this time for myself, because there's times when you forget that you need time for yourself. Or I'll take a spa day with my best friend Shannon. Most of the time we do that during work hours, because just get away, and it's just the most relaxing thing. So my day's not flowing. I try to keep myself either busy or relax, because I
Where's
need
your
it.
where's your happy place?
My happy place. Wow, that's a beautiful question. I mean, obviously, it's always here at Hamilton Radio studio, but I think the second place of my happy place would be my Christopher, my boyfriend's house, with his family. Obviously, they're going to be second parts to me in my life, and I feel like they're second place to home versus my home myself.
How important is self-care to you? And give me do you have any exercise or diet tips that you're loving right now?
So self-care is definitely important. I'm obsessed with Mario Badescu Cucumber Aloe Spray. I think I've been using it for 7 or 8 years plus. I use it every morning. I spray my face in the morning and I spray my face at night. Definitely you want to wash your face if you have makeup on. That's the biggest key, especially because I have a makeup artist on the show. So I have to be careful with what I'm saying. Because if I said go to sleep in makeup, she'd be like, no, Danny, that's not
Oh,
correct.
hell no. We're going to have a conversation off the air.
Okay. No, so yeah, you definitely want to take your makeup off. I think a lot of self-care to yourself is just giving your time to relax. Whether you are in bed, maybe you washed your hair is up in a towel or a turbo wrap thingy, towel thing, and you're reading a book, you're relaxing. Maybe you have a Himalaya salt lamp and that's relaxing you because that helps de-stress you. Maybe you have light, small little lights like a nightlight. I don't like the dark, so I'm scared of the dark. So little nightlight, and and a cat by you or a dog by you, or just different types of sounds. I sleep with ocean sounds. It relaxes me more than anything. I think it just helps calm your brain. So self-care would be if you want to listen to white noise. White noise is beautiful, very relaxing and de-stressful. Diet tips would be, I was just told by my allergist I have to redo everything for my body. I guess I'm going to say do more ginger. Ginger is amazing for your body. You don't understand the benefits of it until you do the research.
That's true. Anti-inflammatory. It's really good. Coffee or matcha?
Coffee.
Where is your happy place?
I would say the beach.
What do you do when your day isn't flowing?
Take a deep breath.
That's a good one. What are you never too busy for?
Family.
What was the last thing you Googled?
Probably UCI rankings.
How important is self-care, and what are your favorite self-care tips?
I think it's super important. I like to journal.
Oh, that's good. What's playing in your headphones right before a race?
A variety of things, but I will say.
Do you have
I
one
don't know.
song that you
No,
play
I'm trying to think
before
now.
that just gets you fired up?
Yeah, Return of the Mac, because my nickname is Mac, basically. So
Right.
Return of the Mac. I always play it, even if I'm gonna race the next day, I'll put it on. So yeah.
We're going to do some rapid fire. Are you ready?
If I say no, will it not start? Okay.
No, because we're doing it anyway.
Okay.
Coffee or tea?
T.
What do you do when your day isn't flowing?
Excel.
Oh, that's right. Duh. Where is your happy place? I know, the library.
No, like a cozy coffee shop where I could just have a list and be like, boom, boom, boom.
Have you taken a vacation?
I would argue that a lot of life is a vacation. I think vacation is a bad term. I think vacation signifies
Do you go to a beach and go swim or snorkel or?
Yeah. I also try everything before I give it to a client. So I get to try I went to play polo the other day. I get to do a lot of odd things. I went
Oh,
e-floating.
that's fun.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun.
Okay. I love that. All right. Do you have any favorite diet things that you're doing or exercise? What do you do for that?
I lift and I play pickleball. I'm too young to have a diet. I feel like at this age you can
No, not a diet to lose weight, just a way of eating that you.
I usually eat carnivore.
Okay.
So a lot of meat, protein, and okay. What would people be surprised to know about you?
That my parents didn't buy the company for me and give it to me as a hobby.
Yeah, that's huge.
No. I think people would be surprised to find out that even though I can be very particular and a little bit of a hard ass at work, like I'm not a mean person. I think that a lot of people assume that because I'm busy a lot of the times and like they'll be like, "Hey, can you get on a call?" And I'll be like, "No." I think a lot of people assume that I'm a mean or rude person, and I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I don't get that vibe from you. Private chef or room service?
Room service.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Super early bird.
Risk or stability?
Risk.
New York or London?
London.
Luxury hotel or private villa?
Private villa.
What's your
Actually,
biggest
luxury hotel. I don't like domestic work. At least at the hotel, they'll like feed me and do my like laundry and everything. Yeah,
and make your
definitely.
bed and give you clean towels? Yeah, I get that.
100%.
What's your biggest splurge? What have you bought yourself anything that you're like, okay, when this happens, I'm going to do? Have you had that happen?
I mean, I think that I live a very simple life. I think the stuff that I spend on the most is probably business. Like I'll be like, I want to buy this, or like I was saving up to invest into a company that I really wanted to invest into because a lot of them have like really high check requirements and minimums.
Right.
Like as a personal item, I spend a lot of money on jewelry. I mean, I will draw my jewelry, and then I will get it made handmade in India and sent over. And like, I don't do very well with like fake metals, so and I'm a gold color girl, so everything is gold and diamonds, so it ends up being very pricey.
One thing you never travel without?
My laptop.
We're going to do some rapid fire. Are you ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
So,
Basketball or handball?
handball.
Morning workout or night workout?
Morning workout for sure.
What do you do when your day isn't flowing?
Ooh, I kind of journal or I listen to music and just kind of give myself a second to reset.
How important is self-care to you? And do you have any special things that you're doing with diet or exercise?
Oh, self-care is honestly one of the most important things for me. Like I said, I journal to try to just get everything on my mind out of my brain and into paper. I prioritize my sleep, which is really important. Try to get at least 8 hours every day. And then diet as well. I try to focus on whole nutritious foods instead of processed and prepackaged stuff.
Where is your happy place?
Ooh, my happy place is on the beach at sunset.
Oh, is there a book that's changed your life?
The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, and one of his other books that I always ruin the name on, but it was like Conscious Connection or Conscious something like that, that was really helpful.
What does success mean to you today?
Balance. I'm in a new relationship. I'm in a relationship that's been about, I think, 8 months now. And it's the first time that I have felt truly seen and loved, and finding a really interesting balance of staying true to myself. And after having done all this work on learning how to love myself the right way, trying to stay really connected to that while also letting someone else show me that love.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
If you could tell your younger self something, what would it be?
It's all coming together. Just sit tight.
It'll all work itself out.
50's good. And was it 70% a great heart function? And my cardiologist didn't say, Murphy, how are you feeling? She said, what the F happened to you?
What the actual F
Because
happened to you?
I was not a candidate. So when you
Right.
get those short circuits, and I guess there are places in two ablations, there are areas of the heart she can't see, and she couldn't, and maybe there was just a hole in the road. But I really believe that what happened, they say everything happens for a reason. Well, sometimes they're fucked up reasons, and there's no getting around that.
Exactly.
And I didn't survive and someone not survive, but I am still here to share my experience. when I first landed in the rooms of recovery from mental health stuff and addiction issues, I I needed help. And this place produced hope. And whether it's, your story is someone else's survival guide in their playbook.
True. Very true.
My story is going to be someone's survival guide. And if we're here, what do we do at the time that we're here? I don't spend a lot of time, but I get touched on the shoulder, inspired. What's happened to me in the last few weeks is, the thing that blocks us from enjoying our life is our judgment. What blocks Murphy from growing is my judgment, because I'm going to tell you, no, this is how it's supposed to be. Well, until, like Mike Tyson says, you get punched in the mouth, and you drop dead on a tennis court. Everyone's got a plan until they get punched. And we've been punched, and I'm still here. But what if we could live from a point of view and a mindset where we had nothing to lose? Whoa. Playing within the parameters of, not too bananas, but hey, I was in the green room, everybody, and my friend, I was just told that I had nothing to lose. So, today's talk, there's going to be no notes. We're letting it rip, baby. Let's effing go. Because I have nothing to lose. I can say,
what if failure wasn't an option? What would life look like?
We're so attached to outcomes and results and outcomes. And so what they say in Las Vegas is, and what the doctors have said is, I'm living on house money. And if
Interesting.
You've got the money you've won at the tables, and you have a house money, like, let's go. We'll see what happens. And I'm able to live now moment to moment, heartbeat to heartbeat. And I'm not attached to, I hope you like me. I hope I sound good to your audience. I hope I'm going to make decisions that are motivated by security, approval, and affection. No. I'm going to have faith and trust that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Right here, right now, living the dream with you. So.
I love that. Okay, we're going to do some rapid fire. You ready?
Okay, love this.
Here we go. Morning person or night owl?
Both in a weird way. I'm a napper though. I'll get up early,
Oh.
but then I sneak in an afternoon nap.
And how long is your little afternoon nap?
Ooh, I'd love it to be like 2-3 hours, but it's usually like 45 minutes to an hour.
Amazing.
If I can squeeze it in that day, fingers crossed.
What do you do when your day isn't flowing?
When my day isn't flowing?
Yes.
Oh gosh. Just drink a lot of coffee. Coffee girl. Like that's just, if I need energy to get the day still going, I drink copious amounts of coffee, and that seems to do the trick.
Okay, well, there goes my next question. It was coffee or matcha, so I guess it's
Coffee. Yes, girl, strong coffee.
Oh my God, I love it. How important is self-care, and do you have any special diet and workout tips that you're loving right now?
I think balance is the ultimate self-care, because to put ourselves in a box and to have all these little things, tough to do. But I think naps are self-care.
Yes, huge.
Out there. Naps
So
are
important.
huge. It's just a great way to reset the mind. Long hot showers. You got your cold plunge people, and then you got your long hot showers people. And I'm a long hot shower person.
You're not a bath person?
Not really, because then I'm just gonna want to take a shower after, because I've been like soaking in my own.
Soaking in.
I need the rinse, a full rinse.
Where is your favorite place to play golf?
Favorite place to play golf, Ireland. Never had a better time on the golf course than in Ireland, because the people are so wonderful. The scenery is awesome. You get it on the right day, you might have some good weather, but you also might have all 4 seasons in one day. So, I do not think anything can beat the history and the beauty of golf in Ireland.
It's iconic.
It's beautiful.
What is one thing you always carry in your bag?
Ooh, I always carry, a lot of like moisturizers. I've got the driest skin in the world. So I always have like 2 different hand creams. I'm like looking in my bag right now because I'm just know what's in there. There's probably 3 different face creams, like 10 different lip balms and moisturizers. I just want to be like a glazed donut by the end of the day
Oh
after
my God, I love
all
that.
the moisture, all of
No,
it.
I know it's like constant.
Yeah.
Are you a supplement girl?
Yeah, I am. I'm not super diligent with them. I'm really good at buying supplements and then not taking them, which I feel like somehow counts if it's, there in the drawer. But, on my best days, I'm balancing like the multivitamin gummy, the probiotics, the turmeric,
Right.
the Niagen, oh my gosh, what else am I
The
taking?
omega oils, so
Yes,
important.
like all the stuff, so the magnesium,
Oh, the magnesium's
Okay.
huge.
Yes, for sure.
One word that describes you right now.
Thankful for everything, the good and the bad.
Yes. Best advice you've ever been given.
Say yes to everything, even if it scares you, especially if it scares you.
Most exactly. I change that now to that fear is excitement. With everything on your plate, how do you avoid burnout and what keeps you grounded?
Marriage will keep you nice and grounded.
And those 3 babies.
And those 3 babies. Yeah, it's funny to me because I think that people get burned out not from working hard, but from doing work that they don't like.
I totally agree.
And this, I mean, this goes back to my point about what it's like to go through boot camp, what it's like to, join the military, is you do just have this accountability where you have to fess up to everything. People don't have those habits of fessing up with what they don't like about their situation. And there's this huge blocking that goes on, even though they know they hate their job, but they justify it. Well, I don't like it, but it gives me a lot of time for this, which I do love.
Right.
Or, they'll do all these rationalizations. Well, this is just what I deserve. Obviously, the market spoke, and this is where I landed. This is how musical chair goes. People have all these ways of talking themselves into things, but they'll do it for decades. That's what I think leads to burnout.
I agree.
When people are just doing something and they're convincing themselves, it's the exhaustion of the lie.
My God, that's so true.
They just cannot take it anymore, but they don't know. And so they go, it's because they're pushing me too hard to work. I work all the time, right? I'm always, like I say, when I'm with my kids, we're working, we're doing something. Like
Right.
that's not because I have some great energy profile or, because I don't get tired like other people or anything like that. It's because that invigorates me. That's the part that makes me, it would never burn me out. It's the part that makes me excited.
Right. I always told my kids, figure out what you love doing so much that you would do it for free and then figure out how to get paid. Because everything that we're all doing takes so much more time, money, and effort than we had ever anticipated. But if you're enjoying the process, you aren't going to get burnt out.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to start doing some rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Oh no, we're going to test my fast
decision. Yes. Your fast decision making. Okay. Where's your happy place?
Oh, in my bed with my wife.
Aw. How important is self-care and what are your favorite things from a dietary and workout perspective?
Oh, extremely. If you don't have it, you don't have anything else. And now I'm following this guy on Instagram, this sober fitness guy. But he's got fitness dailies, just some easy exercise that you're going to do every single day. And I've been doing that, and it's kind of a replacement for coffee. I still have my coffee in the morning, but it's what gets me started in the day. I can't imagine going without something like that.
I love that. What would people be surprised to know about you?
I think that people would be very surprised to see me interact with my wife and daughters, and to see just how much of a pushover I am with them. And I like to be tricked. I think that's what people don't understand about men is that men know that they're getting tricked and they like it.
What do you do when your day isn't flowing?
I get to a list. GTAL, as my dad would always say. My dad always get to a list. I make a list each day on a big sketchbook and it's titled 10 things I don't want to do today. And I just write out, they can be really small things that I don't want to do. It could be texting somebody back that I just don't want to interact with, or or it could be a big hard problem. It can be, one of my ones on my list today is a big Excel thing that I have to do. and it's like nightmarish to me. But I get to a list and I take out whatever those things are, business or personal, and I handle them because as soon as I do that, my mind rewards me with great things in the future.
Oh, I love that. Discipline or motivation?
Oh, discipline. Yeah, 100%. I really think that, we had a deal. Sorry, these are rapid fire, Christina. I'm going
No,
on.
no. You just go. You go.
We had a deal that had kind of been falling through because I just didn't really interact with them. They,
Mhm.
you just kind of get busy with other things and it was dying off. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I've got to get in this. So I printed out a calendar on Excel and I said, I'm going to do something on this deal. It could be a text to one of the people. It could be a huge brainstorming session. We could create a product for them. It could be anything, but I'm going to do something every day for 30 days. And I give myself a big X on the calendar when I got it. So I hung that on the wall. I started that. 15 days in, we had a contract with them,
Wow.
like a signed full contract. And that it just happened so much faster. But I really think consistency is just it's amazing. It's a
That's
total
true.
unlock. It's the biggest
Yeah.
lever in the world.
100%. Morning workout or night workout?
Night workout. I know everybody's so cool. They want to work out at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
That's not how my body works. That's not like I don't like it.
No. You've done enough things in life that are challenging. You don't need to do that.
Yeah.
AI excites you or worries you?
Uh, I'm more indifferent to AI. I
Yeah.
think it's yeah, I think it excites me. I think it's the first technology that we've really had in my lifetime that'll actually change something.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
not going to change things as much as electricity, but but it's pretty good. I think sewers and electricity were a lot better.
Coffee or a cold plunge?
Oh, coffee.
I
All
knew
day.
you were going to say that. One leadership trait every CEO needs.
Initiative.
Oh, good one. A book every young leader should read.
Oh, What If Anger is the Answer comes out August 25th, my book.
Oh my God.
Speak up. Speak up more than anything else. Speak up and look for the other. Look for the one that's been ignored because that's the one that's going to get pulled into the groups.
Mm-hmm. What's one word that defines survival for you now?
Word challenge. Define survival. Consistency.
Good word.
Consistency.
Fear or responsibility? Which drives you more?
Oh, fear has no place. Responsibility.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, fear has no home here.
What does Israel feel like to you?
Home.
Home. Yeah.
Yeah, home.
Hate grows fastest where blank lives.
Silence.
Yes.
I hope something that you hear today encourages you, makes you smile, gives you some fresh perspective. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.